So it looks like Russia wants to go to war with Ukraine. Now, guys, I don't. Just slow your fucking roll here. I mean, what do you want? Like, what are you gonna do? What do you want Ukraine for? Like, I mean, it's just. It's basically the same. You're basically the same people. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know there's a fucking difference. You ask anybody, like, oh, is that a Ukrainian or a Russian? Nobody's gonna give a shit except for maybe James Bond, because he is always getting caught up with Russian people, just fucking with him. And then, they got this lady sending him out there. He's doing all this stuff, and it's all for his files. He's always missing his files. And I know that James Bond was mainly before the computers, so. But that actually makes his files harder to get. Like, if it was today's world, which it is, then anybody could just hack into his computer and get his files. I mean, you think Russians don't know how to hack? They're fucking hacking. I mean, that's 90% of their day. I guarantee you. Russians, you guys are just always being sketchy. And it's like, look, you guys got beautiful buildings. Everything's really beautiful when you look at it. And I mean, you guys have really creepy, I don't know how to explain it, but you have creepy looking letters. I just feel like we have a more normal alphabet, but that's on you guys. I mean, it's nowhere compared to the Chinese guys, right? I mean, that's just insane. China, I feel like you guys thought about it too much with the letters, but then again, you guys are pretty much all smarter than us. So maybe you guys like challenge yourself to like make a letter and everything a lot harder to spell, just because you guys wanted to like challenge yourself or something. I don't know. But I feel like it's unnecessarily hard to write in Chinese, and maybe I just have no idea. So it's the whole block a letter, or is that a whole word? Because, guys, if you guys made a block a word, I'm on board. I'm on board for that. That's a good idea. Because, I mean, that's really efficient. Because, I mean, we just stick with our straight lines, and, we just made different forms of straight lines, and that's really it, It all makes sense to us. We threw a couple curves in there. We got an S, we got a P, we got a U. Hey, shout out to everybody that really didn't think about it growing up and just said elemental P like it's a fucking word. Oh, elemental P. I mean, that should just be in the fucking dictionary, elemental P. Because I forgot those were all letters for a while, because you just say it and you don't think about it. L-M, you gotta think about them. L-M-N-O-P. Don't forget them, alright? Elemental P. Don't just breeze past elemental P. Please allow elemental P to be said. And it's really, if you just slow it down, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. Oh, I literally just did it while I'm talking about it. See, it's just habits. And Maxwell had a lot of bad habits, and I've been trying to brush up on my R&B. I miss you. I do. R&B, I really miss it, but, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be new R&B. And people are probably just gonna say, hey, look, there is new R&B. I'm gonna be like, look, I know what you mean, but it's not the same really, because R&B doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter. And I'm just being brutally honest. As a guy that loved R&B growing up, and then actually felt what R&B was like to live it, and I was like, you know what? I don't need this shit. So I just switched to positive music, aggressive music, positively aggressive to yourself, positively aggressive to your attitude. And sure, I mixed in a couple fucking, songs about shooting at the police, but look, it's not like I'm gonna do that, It's just a song, but, it's not like Vic's gonna do that either, because I am talking about Vic. He has a song called 16 Shots, and he's not saying he's actually gonna shoot the police. He's saying that they were shooting some girl, and they shot her 16 times, so his plan, his plan was to shoot back 16 times. Yeah, I mean, Ukraine, you guys both got leaders named Vladimir. That's something in common. Like I said, you got colorful buildings. They do too. You guys went with the color buildings, and I think America should have adopted that. We went with the tall. You guys went with color. We went with tall and like sturdy. And France went with like rivers, or was that Italy? I can't remember. I hope it's France. Who else be doing roads crazy? Books are fucking around. He done talk about the red dirt road. You got. So yeah, I mean, you guys did your roads the same. They did their buildings the same, and you guys are basically the same. I mean, you guys are just like the chip off the old block of Russia. I mean, you guys are basically the same thing. So, I mean, who am I to say you guys don't want to be? You guys shouldn't be a country. I think you should. I mean, you guys are gonna get in a whole war right before Christmas, and it's just like, you guys can just have Christmas. And look, I know Russia's doing it, but look, Russia's really they're a lot bigger. It's just funny how like awkwardness is just like no matter how powerful you are, because when they showed Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin's like discussion, they did video chat, and then like when they first got on the thing, you could just tell it was awkward, because Vladimir Putin had it. Yeah, when Joe Biden got on the call with Vladimir Putin, he was just like pushing his notebook up and doing like he's just acting all. It's just weird, like just like Vladimir Putin, he puts off all this like image and shit, and then he just like pushes his little notebook. I don't know. This isn't very convincing. Like you don't just say like I'm gonna make an R&B group, but look, I have no idea about how to make anything. Like I have never pushed a button on a thing. I don't know anything about it. So can you really even call yourself that? But the thing is, it's just like getting it together first of all. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna look for R&B group now. Finding a fucking army group in this town. Oh boy. How do I navigate this without sounding racist, but also making a good point? Because I'm not racist. I'm just being honest. Okay, so if I were to get a bunch of white guys for the group, it is a boy band. That's just how it's seen. Even if they're Asian, I guess it's a boy band too. Because I mean, B2K R&B group, even though NSYNC, they're white, they're pop group. So I don't fucking know. So I don't know how to say this without it coming off weird. But yeah, I mean, I want it to be called an R&B group, so I would need black guys. You have to have black guys. That is essential to R&B group. Maybe a couple of Mexicans can slip in every now and then. Wasn't it? But seriously, how the fuck do you say it without it sounding like I'm just some fucking white guy and I'm fucking smoking a cigarette, being like, hey, I need, hey, I need 5 black guys to make an R&B group and fucking make some like real shit with. I like music. I feel like I have a good ear for music, and that reminds me. So I talked about artists that I predicted would blow up, and I forgot major ones. Okay, first of all, nobody owns Kanye. Kanye is destined to be the greatest. But since that's the first time I ever even noticed a rap album was seeing his College Dropout album cover. I seen it and I never even like heard of rap, and I never knew rap could look like that or something. And then once Gold Digger came out, it was like undeniable, like that. I pretty much felt like from there, like, but everybody knew that. Cudi, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like he had a lot of misses. I sort of, well, I knew Lady Gaga was gonna be big, because when Paparazzi came out, I remember Just Dance was her first song, actually. And I remember that being big, and that was more like get on the radio, but it's a good song. That's more just like get on the radio, but then she hit with like realer shit like Paparazzi. And once I heard Paparazzi, I knew that this was like, okay, this is the next, like, I guess I'd say Madonna or whatever. But I knew it was on from there, so I'm gonna say I knew Kanye, I knew Gaga. I was listening to Cuddy's mixtape, but I don't know. He got me through a lot of shit, but I don't know. I think I'm just not. I think I'm past all this like. I don't know. I don't have time for all this sad fucking bullshit. Like, I want to just. I'm sick of it. Like, I just want to do what I want to do and be happy. I predicted that Bruno Mars would blow up because I got his first album, and look what's that. J. Cole, same thing. Who dat? Which I'll just say the fucking way it's saying. Who dat? Okay, I don't give a fuck. Oh, look at me, I'm saying dat. No, it's just like, it's not like I feel weird, it's just like, well, I do feel weird in a normal conversation saying, hey, did you hear this new guy, J. Cole? Yeah, what's the song? Who dat? No, I don't know. I think I've said it so much, it just sounds fine. Who dat? I don't know. But that first came out on Vivo. And I remember watching that video on Vivo and following him from there and driving to New York the first time on his second album. Then he hits us with his best one, 2014 For So Strike. That's his best work. J. Cole, I sort of predicted. See, I don't feel, that's why I didn't say these, because it's hard to claim these, but I'm telling you, I don't know, this is convinced like a bunch of fucking R&B artist guys that I prefer would be black, but I'm open, I'm open, but I just don't want it to be called a pop group, alright? I don't want to manage a fucking boy band, okay? And I'm not trying to disrespect boy bands, Backstreet, I do like you, NSYNC, I do like you, but I'm trying to get more of the Puffy vibe, if I'm being honest. He was one of my heroes growing up, and while I do not know a ton of all Puffy's songs, if I'm being completely honest, because he just produces a lot, I mean, I like the ones I like a lot, and I think Last Train to Paris is one of the most underrated albums he ever did. It's a very heartbreaking album, so it's like weird to listen to, but some of the songs are hype. But yeah, it's a very like very like sad album, but it's a very good album. Very, I don't know. I think that's one of his best albums. But yeah, I'm gonna be on my Puffy shit, making R&B groups. And look, here's the one issue. Pretty big issue though. I have no fucking idea in the whole fucking world if I can do that. I don't know. All the switches and knobs and turning this and up and down. I mean, I can't even get the fucking microphone connected on my fucking thing. Bought a microphone, I can't even get it. But you know what? Conan's microphone didn't work. I'm pretty sure that was a problem. Right? As I said, the 80s, or the 20s, the 2020s are the new 80s. I do feel like. And, oh, one more. Frank Ocean. I found Novocaine on Vivo. Thanks to Vivo. Shout out to Vivo. Before there was 10 billion fucking Vivo songs. Back then it was like, wow, they got a Vivo. Now it's just like, oh, Vivo. Fucking. Hey Ohio, it looks like we are allowed to place sports bets now. Mike DeWine, you just gotta sign it. So I just want to say thank you, Mike DeWine, for doing that. And you might as well just fucking, I don't know why it takes so long to fucking let us bet. It takes till 2023. So, 2023, download your fucking apps and shit. I know it's not your fault that it takes that fucking long to make it happen. It's just how our government fucking works. I don't really get it, but you're the fucking government, so. But yeah, I mean, hey Mike, you wanna know why you're losing money? Probably because you don't have legal recreational, man. So do that still, but thank you for the betting, and that's pretty much it. Hey, quit trying to fake water. Water is just water. Water is the original ingredient that they made. God said, hey, so what would be the base liquid to everything? And that's a pretty big stressful question. But God's got the answers. He said, look, let's do it with water. and God could have picked a lot of things on a planet somewhere else. He picked methane, and if He picked that here, we would not be here. So I appreciate that, God. I like water. Water is very cleansing and good, and thank you for water. And stop trying to fake water. Water is water. You can't give a deer propel water. I don't think they would survive. You can't give a fucking ox a fucking Gatorade. My point is, you're not water, okay? You're just not water. God made water, and that's just how it is. So God got to it first, and He's gonna just give us water. So all other drinks are up for debate. Now, you guys, water's just off limits. I mean, God did it right. I think He nailed it on water. He nailed it on water. So quit trying to do all this crazy stuff with it. Water's water, okay? So yeah, James Bond. I'm sorry that Russia's always sending you over there. Look, I do have a filing cabinet that you can use. I don't know how to have a lock. I do not know. It just appeared here. I mean, I don't even know where to show. It just appeared, and I'm pretty much just using it as a prop. It's outside, but I don't have the key to it. But I just try to spare you the trouble of losing your files all the time, because things are remote nowadays. You just don't need to do all that. And I mean, I agree with the papers actually, because I'm kind of a papers guy. I like to think so. Alright, so Russia, I mean, just please, just hold your fucking horses here on this shit. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So just have Christmas, and just enjoy your country. You guys got a country, and they got a country, and there's just no reason. I don't get it. What's the point? You're just like, okay, look, so this is a line in our country, and it's their country. But I have a plan. We want to just make it all part of it, our country. And look, Vladimir, I gotta admit, map-wise, it makes a lot of sense. But, I wouldn't get into all of that. It just seems ridiculous. And, Ukraine, we gotta have their back. What can I fucking say? We gotta have their fucking back. I think. Do we? Aren't they almost signed up for an alliance? It's fucking Survivor. Did they form a fucking alliance with us or something? So I don't know, Ukraine. We gotta hold up our fucking part of the deal. But I mean, geez, you're not just opening up a fucking can of worms here, guys. So, I mean, you're opening up a can of fucking American Army, and we do not play. Yeah, America had to come in and help you guys out. And look, I mean, we had to get involved. I mean, you guys bombed our fucking ships, and now we have no ships, and it's just you guys are just escalating. So, China, I think you should just stay out of it. But I'm just saying, it all starts from a little spark. You don't want to, you want to spark a fucking campfire. You want to spark a fucking joint. You want to spark a candle. But you don't want to spark a war, okay? Because, it's like a war is like, guys, we're mad about this. And then they're just like, well, whatever. And then you guys are like, well, what's wrong with you guys? You guys are crazy. And then the other country's just like, look, we don't know what your fucking issue is. We just want to be a country. We just want to fucking, that's all we want. So then they get a big issue, and then they aggress it, and before you know it, some guy gets, his fucking finger shot, and then he just gets mad, and he uses his other finger that didn't get shot off to fucking shoot a guy to spark a fucking war. And it just seems unnecessary. I don't know. Ukraine, I don't know. You guys, maybe you and Russia can just I guess you guys, I suggested basketball, but I think it'd be very hard to form a basketball team over there. So I just went with soccer. So Ukraine, Russia, get your best soccer teams together. And how about you guys play a 7-game series, right? And instead of, you know how like in the old wars they built trenches and they fucking shot at each other and then ran into another trench and then shot at each other? Well, what if these trenches were 7 levels of a soccer game, and America would do football. But I'm just giving you guys what you want. 7 levels of soccer games, and each one is, we'll make it like a war, but not one where anybody gets hurt. We'll make it like a war. There'll be 7 levels of soccer game. There'll be about 7 different levels to the soccer game, and each one is played on a different front. Like the war, get it? So you guys can play like it's a war, but you'll just be playing soccer. So each game, right? You advance. I don't know how big is I don't know how big is Ukraine. I would just take maybe like 100 miles, right? Maybe like 100 miles, maybe shorter. I don't know. Maybe 100 miles each game. So Russia gets your best players, Ukraine gets your best players, and I think you guys, probably have good soccer players. So just get your best team together, and you guys go play each 7 levels, and basically, if you win the first game, you advance to the next. You own that part of Ukraine now. Okay, that's where you own. You won it. You won the game, and you can make a trophy for it. Like, oh wait, you won Ukraine now. This part, this 1/7 part so far. And then before you know it, you're like, wow, we took land without even killing anybody. So you do that. You do that, and then you go to the next one. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. This is big. This is a big part of it. Now, the first game, it could all end, okay? Because if Ukraine beats you first, before you even get across, then it doesn't mean, no. It doesn't mean Ukraine gets to own that part of Russia, okay? Because then it's just like, eventually Russia's gonna be like, alright, I'm sick of this. And fucking come take it back. So, we're not gonna do that. It's just sparking aggression. And, so if you guys lose the first soccer match, then Ukraine gets to keep their country, alright? So, I think that's fair. And if you guys want to talk a different sport, we'll discuss it. If you guys want to choose a different sport, we'll discuss it. I know several now more sports because I watched the Olympics. So I know about like 10 more sports than I did before. Basically, I'm just saying that the League of Nations, or whatever they call, when all the meetings of the leaders, they should just all be called head coaches. And he's the head coach of the Chile. He's the head coach of Venezuela and all this shit. Like, so we just get a bunch of like teams together, and then when there's a conflict, we just play a game for land instead of war. Because guys, I've said this before. If we keep shooting at or if we keep doing this, they're building robots. They're working on it. They're doing it right now. They're working on robots, and eventually, my robot tried to tell us this. Eventually robots are just gonna start shooting. Ukraine. I think you guys are just, wanting to keep your freedom. I don't blame you. Freedom, Reba McEntire said, let it fucking ring. And I absolutely agree with her on that, for sure. Let freedom fucking ring. Because, I don't know. Being free is like probably the best feeling in the world, honestly. Today's show says, eat rice, eat rice. I wish I had before this lamp. This is the alert. Eat rice, eat rice. Alright, rice is very nice, as they say. Rice is apparently a fucking miracle food. Alright, I want this out. But I do think Jimmy's 12 Days is a lot more nice, actually. Because Jimmy's 12 Days is about like, oh, here's a fun sweater that nobody in the whole world has, that was specially made for you, and you want it on the Tonight Show during Christmas. And it's goofy, and it's worthless, and I think it's nice. Now, don't get me wrong, Ellen is very nice for giving away stuff, but I don't know. I just don't get, like, I would love to have a fucking free pair of fucking AirPods and shit, but it's just like, I don't need it. I would love to have a fucking toaster that costs $1,000, but I certainly don't fucking need it. I mean, fuck, we got a fucking 30-year-old fucking toaster that, you know, is barely hanging on. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things I would like, but it's just like, I don't need it. It's almost like fun to just figure stuff out, I guess. That's what life's all about, just figuring stuff out. Crawling your way to the top. Akon, he said the game don't stop. He's trying to make it to the top. Then he did, and then he went back and saved Africa. Shout out. Shout out to Akon. Doing good stuff. He made Akon City, and it sounds like kind of like Circuit City, but you know, he's not selling fucking refrigerators. This is the way 9 amps. Thank you for watching. May the TV.